Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So last time we posted one video how to study in Germany. So that video is one in Assamese version. So in this video we are going to discuss same thing but in English. So hope you like this video. If you like it, please like it. And if you wanna suggest something to me or ask something to me, please comment below and please subscribe my channel. So hope it will be very helpful for you also. I invited my husband to my studio, not studio in my home only, but for discuss this topic, how to study in Germany. So he studied in Germany, so he completed his MTech, so he is Himanshu Sharma, and you can introduce yourself in front of my audience.
Hello everyone, myself Himanshu Sharma. I am originally from Assam. I was working in India before coming here, so I was working for almost about 3 years in India and then decided to come here for masters. So I completed my masters here and now I am working here in Bangalore.
So from where did you complete your BTech?
I completed my BTech from NIT Durgapur, National Institute of Technology Durgapur.
Okay, then your schooling in Assam only?
Yes, my schooling and 11, 12, everything was in my hometown in Assam.
After completing your BTech, did you start working?
Yes, started working just after completing my BTech. I was hired by a company during my on-campus interview in NIT Durgapur.
Yeah.
So I worked for that company around for 3 months, and then they had no project at that time, so I resigned and then joined another company. It was Ericsson. It's the telecommunication company. I was working in Bangalore. Yeah, so in Ericsson I was working for almost 2.5 years.
Okay, so when did you finally decide to come here, Germany?
So I had to do something after working for 2.5 years. For example, I had to switch to a different company or go for higher studies. So I thought, like, what are the options available? Maybe I could do MBA or I could apply for masters in USA or some other countries.
Yeah.
So I was evaluating my options, what are the available options. So I saw that in USA it was not really possible because it was too expensive. The master's courses are really very expensive in USA, so for a middle class family it was not feasible. And in Germany the education quality is good, but they had another positive thing was that the tuition fees was not much there at that time, and for us it was not. It was really actually free. We had there is some administrative fees, and apart from that, there were no other tuition fees for the courses.
Okay.
So that was a big decision point for me. So based on that, I started applying to different universities in Germany for my masters.
Okay. How did you apply for this specific program in Germany university?
First, you have to decide the course that you want to apply for. So for that, you can go through DAAD website. In DAAD, you can choose like what are the courses are offered by which university and in which language. So many of the courses can be in German or in English. So you have to choose the English courses if you don't know German. So and then go to the university's website and then see the requirements for this course and when should you apply.
Okay.
Because some universities have intake in winter semester or in spring semester. So according to those timings you have to apply. So if you are planning for a winter semester, you should start preparing for 1 year before.
Okay.
And once you are prepared with all the requirements, all the documents that you need for the application, you can either directly apply at the university website or you can also apply through Uni Assist. Some of the universities have outsourced their application procedure to Uni Assist. They handle all the procedure. And after applying online, sometimes you also have to send the hard copies to the university. So check with the university for that whether you have to apply through Uni Assist or directly at the website of the university.
So what are the requirements for application?
Requirements for application would be like many different things. First of all, the most important thing is the motivation letter. A motivation letter is a letter where you have to specify your intention for applying to this university and for this specific course.
And this is the main part of this process, motivation letter, because you have to very dedicated to write this letter.
Yeah, so you have to specify your background and your work experience, your previous academic careers, whatever you had, and then write it so like that it matches the course that you are applying for. That was one part, motivation letter, and then you have to get the transcripts from your previous university for your bachelor's. And then you should also prepare for GRE or TOEFL or IELTS. These are three different exams. It depends upon the university which exam they would like you to have, because the course requirements are different for each university. Some university might ask for TOEFL, some university might ask for GRE, or sometimes it happens that they don't ask for an exam if your previous courses were in English. In that case, you should get some letter from your previous university,
Okay.
where it's mentioned that the courses you did were in English, so you are fluent in English, that and you are capable of doing the master's course in English. And apart from that, you also need recommendation letters from your previous professors under whom you were working, under whom you completed your bachelor thesis or did some internships, or it might be your manager from the place where you were working after completing your bachelor's.
Okay. Is the procedure same for bachelor and PhD or different?
Yeah, I think it's same, but you have to take care of the motivation letter so that it matches the program that you are applying for.
Okay.
And for bachelor's also, I think most of the bachelor courses are here in German. I'm not sure about if there are any English courses available for bachelor's. And for PhD, you have to first find a professor that would be willing to your proposal,
Okay.
or you can apply for standardized university PhD programs. So those are two different options. Either you apply directly under a professor, or you apply for a pre-organized PhD program by the university.
Okay. So how did you prepare for GRE and TOEFL?
I appeared only for TOEFL. For my
Okay.
application, TOEFL was the only requirement, so I did not write GRE. And for TOEFL, they have standard books from ETS or online resources that you can use it for. Yeah, that's enough actually. If you have basic English skills, then it won't be very difficult to prepare for. You just need to ETS book for TOEFL and then prepare it accordingly.
Okay. How did you apply for this specific examination?
For TOEFL, you can apply from ETS website.
Okay.
You have to choose a date and a location where you can write the exam, and then after paying the examination fees, you will get some kind of confirmation that you have been confirmed for this location and at this time. So you should just give the exam on that location and on that time.
Okay.
And it's an online exam. So there will be a screen or a computer in front of you. We have to do all the exam in front of the computer.
What type of question are there in TOEFL exam? Are there specific in English or any specific subjects?
No, it's just for English. So
Okay.
there will be 4 sections: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. For each of the sections, there will be different type of question. For example, in reading, they will show you a paragraph in front of the screen, and then you have to read the paragraph and then answer some questions below that.
Okay.
That would be for the reading section. And for listening section, similarly, they would play an audio clip where you have to listen and then answer some questions. And then writing, you have to write some essay, or in speaking, you have to speak about some topic. And so it's just an English exam. It's not related to any other
Okay.
subject.
So did you find any difference between GRE exam and TOEFL exam?
GRE, in GRE, apart from English, it has some aptitude questions.
Okay.
And again, but that's only general aptitude. It's also not related to any subject specific. Yeah, that's the difference.
So how much we have to pay for this TOEFL exam?
I don't remember exactly right now, but I think it was around 12 or 13,000 at that time
Okay.
for the TOEFL exam. But again, currently, please check the price on the ATS website. So we have to create an account and log in and then choose the date and time. So at that time only you will see the price.
Is it mandatory to appear for GRE and TOEFL for this specific application process?
Not always mandatory. Depends upon the university program. So in the requirements you would see sometimes that if you can get some proof that you did your previous courses in English,
Okay.
then you don't need to write the GRE or TOEFL exam. So check with the university before that.
So how does university selected a student for a specific program?
After getting all the applications for the course, the university would go through the motivation letters and your work experience and your previous percentage in bachelor's. If they find that the student is a fit for their course, then they would send you the approval letter.
Does percentage really matter for this procedure of selection?
Percentage matters, but it's not the only point that matters. So it's good to have above 80% in your BTech, but it's also not a mandatory thing, because I have also seen people within 70 to 80% going into the courses. So that's not the only point that you need. So you can, what they also consider is the motivation letter and also the recommendation letter and your work experience, etc. So everything is taken into consideration for the application.
So what was the procedure to come to Germany after getting selection?
Yeah, after getting selected, there are a lot of work to do before coming here. So at first you have to apply for a hostel or some accommodation. University will send you email with the links that you can use for the accommodation. Most of the time they have some hostels inside the campus itself. Go through the website of the university and the website of the hostels of the university.
Okay.
You can apply in the website itself. So please apply before around 2 or 3 months before coming here, because there might be waiting line for the hostels as well.
Okay.
So once you get into a hostel, they will again send you a confirmation that you have been accepted into the hostel for this course. And once you get the approval from the hostel, they will ask for a security deposit that you will have to transfer to their account.
Okay. How much you have to pay for this?
That depends. When I was applying, I had to pay around 560 euro for the hostel. It's around 2 months of the rent of the hostel. So if I have to pay around 300 euro per month to the hostel, so it would be around 600 euro for that you have to pay in deposit, and then that deposit you will get it back when you leave the hostel after around 2 years. And then another part was the visa. You have to apply for a student visa, because without visa you cannot come to Germany.
Okay.
So those are the two big things that you have to do before coming here. Once you are done with those two things, then you can start preparing for your journey to Germany.
So for student visa, I will make another video because it's a huge topic. So how did you manage your daily cost?
Daily expenses, it's not very high as a student. The biggest expense will be the hostel accommodation.
Okay.
And then apart from that, you will have to pay around 150 to 200 euros for the semester fees. Or for the semester fees has changed now, because at our time it was mostly free. But I think now they have introduced around 1500 euros of semester fees, specifically in the universities in Baden-Württemberg. So please take in the website, and based on that only you will have to plan your expenses beforehand. So I took an education loan, and as well as after coming here I started working part-time in a company.
Okay.
So as a part-time I can work for around 10 hours per week. and with that I was able to manage my expenses pretty good.
So how did you apply for this part-time job?
You can apply online. There are many job search websites that you can use, for example Indeed, and in the university website also you can look for part-time jobs. There are many institutes in the university which look for student workers who can help them part-time. So you can either look in the university or look outside with some external websites like Google or Indeed. That depends upon, sometimes the companies ask for German skills, but initially just after coming here you don't have any German skills. If you want to work in the university, then use the university website, or if you have some friends working outside, then you can contact them and ask them if they have similar openings where you can work.
So did you really find any difference between education system of India and Germany?
Yeah, there are some differences. For example, there is no mandatory amount of attendance here.
Yeah.
Here it's up to you whether you want to go to class or you want to just write the exam. They don't keep track of how many classes you have attended. And another difference was that for my master's course it was only, even though it was for 4 semesters, but you can extend it to like 8 semesters, so you don't have to complete the whole master's course immediately in 4 semesters. If you it depends upon the credit points that you can complete in the total amount of time. You have to complete around 120 credit points in the whole master's course, and each subject has a specific amount of credit point.
Okay.
So it depends upon you how many credit points or how many subjects you want to take in one semester, or you want to make it for some extra semesters. So that is also possible.
So after you completed your MS, so what was the process of getting job here?
Getting a full-time job after completing your masters is a quite lengthy process. Here they don't have any campus system like in India. So companies, sometimes they conduct fairs in the university where many companies come and they advertise about the jobs and their openings that they have like what kind of skills, what kind of people they are looking for, with what skills. And you also get contacts in such kind of fairs. But you will have to apply for the jobs yourself in the website of the company. It takes some time to find a job, but again it's possible. It's not impossible task. You will have to give some time to it. And after completing your masters, you also get a job search visa here. The job search visa is of 18 months validity. So that means you get 18 months after completing your course to find a job. And if you cannot find a job within those 18 months, then only you have to go back.
Okay. So what are the requirements for getting job search visa, and when we have to apply for that?
Once your student visa expires, for example, in your passport it will be written that up to when the student visa is valid. Once you have completed your masters and your student visa is no longer valid, then you will have to go to the foreigners office and ask them for a job search visa. And then they will say that okay, we need these documents, and please also submit your bank balance with a history of 3 months statements. And so there should be some amount of money in your bank that you can tell them that okay, I have this amount of money, I can survive for at least 1 year with this money, or I have a job, I have a part-time job with which I also can survive. So with these documents you can apply for the job search visa.
Okay.
So they should give it for 18 months. So and then you will have 18 months of time to get a full-time job and then get another different visa.
Okay. So how did your parents react on this big news?
I did not tell my parents from starting, so I only told them after completing everything that I am coming to Germany for my master's. So it was a mixed reaction. So they were happy and also sad. But I think they are happy now.
So learning German is very important to survive here in Germany. How did you learn German?
Once I got into the university, I started learning in India itself. I completed my A1 level of course in India. There are some core language schools in Bangalore, for example, Gothe, Inlingua. You can choose any of them, and you can start learning the language in India itself. For some visa, they have requirements that you should reach this level of German before you can apply for a visa.
Okay.
But since my course was in English, so it was not a requirement, but I still learned it for my own, so that it can be of my help after coming here. And after getting into the university, there were some courses from the university, so I joined those German courses, and I used those courses to learn further.
So nowadays lots of apps will be available in online. You can, and it will be free also. Maybe.
Duolingo is free,
Yeah.
for example.
So you can, it will be very helpful for learning German before you come to here Germany. So here we finished our discussion, and I will share all those links in my description box. Please go through it, and if you wanna ask something to me, please comment below, and hope you will like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. You can say.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you in next video.